about the weather. You guys, we're still getting snow, aren't we? Not here. No thanks. But you guys can still have some weather like snow. We're starting to get, we've had so much rain, but we're glad to have you here tonight. Who's ready for some fun Friday activities? Mr. Producer's over there waiting for us to get started. We are glad to have you join us because we have a very special guest tonight. This is Craft Roulette. If you don't know what Craft Roulette is, we are the ultimate paper crafting, card making, game show challenge, and we are here almost every Friday night at 6:10 Central Time, Central Daylight Time, and we always save the chair just for you. How are you guys? Looking good? Looking good. I've had a super long day. I was up at 4 o'clock, so I've been out of town. Got up at 4:15, I don't want to lie. 4:15, having a weird dream about a friend that I used to have and how this baby had gone under a truck and all these different things. Anyway, it was a very weird way to start, and then I was on an airplane by 7. So, if I start snoring too loudly, just let me know. All right? All right. Slideshow, what do you think? 272 cards. Can we just have a moment? Can we just give a little applause? You know, honestly, that is just outstanding. I think you like the parameters that we have a little more wide open color parameter now that if you missed last week, and I think you liked it. I think you enjoyed it. Sure made the gallery beautiful. The gallery, you're going, what is gallery? Well, we have a wonderful website called craftroulette.live, and on that you will find so much information, including a whole archive of all of our episodes, and on each one of those episodes is a gallery. Well, maybe not on the first one. There is one on the first one? Yep, there's even one. Oh, because they had
with
bonus.
Your cards.
Well, my cards.
You had 3.
And we have some bonus cards.
That is true.
Okay, so I take that back. More coffee. Coffee? Here we go. Anyway, so you can go over there and look at cards till your heart is content. There is another cool feature on the gallery. I don't know if you noticed, but if you look on the gallery, Mr. Producer, our technician extraordinaire, and also jack of all trades, has made it so there's 10 cards on a page. So you don't have to load the entire gallery, which is really big now, to see all of the cards. You can go 10,
yep.
10 at a time.
How many cards you want to see at a time.
Oh, you can do that?
It is paginated now.
So you can go, okay, that was on page 3. That was on page 15. And so if you want, and that way you don't have to go through the whole elevator thing. And if you know that you sent in a card at the end, you can go down to the bottom and check it out. Pretty cool, right? Right. Yes, Susan Murphy, Jackie would love it. Still have the Jackie flag up, our start car. So anyway, yep, that's what we've got going on. Those are my housekeeping things. I don't have anything too much. We do have some wonderful spin sponsors. We have them this week, and we also have them next week because it's a 5 Friday month. And we'd like to welcome Karen Burniston's beautiful friends back. I hope you're here this week. She was live last week, and it was so much fun. Not Too Shabby is another one of our spin sponsors. Great product lines. Did I miss one? Nope, I didn't. And Sweet Sentiment Stamps, where we have our friend Sandy Ledoux will be on next week. We get to meet her for a tech call on Monday. I'm looking forward to it. She and Jamie Clark have a little stamping business they have such cute little figures, and we're going to learn more about their products next week. But anyway, check them out. In the meantime, we do have on the craftroulette.live, you can go to the spin sponsor page. It's under associates and see all of the people that support our viewers who have sent in cards with gift certificates. We are not sponsored by anybody here at Craft Roulette. We depend on our patrons to give us a few coins every month if they can, and we in turn give them lots of content like a card exchange. Like a card you're going to get a lot of this tonight, I'm afraid. So anyway, there's a card exchange, and I know Kathy had her birthday this last month, and she was saying how many cards she got. She was overwhelmed. It is very, very fun, but we would like to welcome some new patrons. We just got one while the show was starting. So Rebecca Griffith Sandy Ledoux, Denise Geyer, and Lisa Colcott. So welcome to our community. We actually have a culture, and we are so glad to have you support us and say, you're doing something kind of fun on Friday nights. I appreciate you, and on Tuesday nights, and we'd like to make sure that this keeps happening. So that's how we give you something in return, a whole lot. Actually, it's really fun. I love it. Mr. Mike didn't get his clothes changed today. He's still in the same clothes from last week. Smelling good, Mr. Mike, but it was just too big a day. And we do have merch as well. Consider a little new t-shirt for spring, perhaps. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I think there's a brand new mug in there too. Mm-hmm. That you look it up and see if you can find it, and let us know in the comments if you can find what the new mug is. There's somebody that resembles a little bit like me and a little bit like, what was her name? Murder, She Wrote.
I don't know.
The Murder, She Wrote lady, Jessica something. Check it out. See if you can find it. See if you like it. I drew it, my very, very self. So, speaking of drawing, my daughter, who is kind of a mini me, and I did this little trip together. And how I process things is to draw cartoons. And we were having so much fun laughing yesterday while we were waiting for something, and we were in the bar, and we were just sitting at a table, and we were laughing so hard. We call it craffing because we laugh till we cry. And so these people were just kind of like wondering what was wrong with us. But oh my gosh, we had all sorts of stories written about Joe and Jane Eyre. Not Eyre. Anyway, I digress. It was a lot of fun. Let's welcome to Craft Roulette with a warm, wonderful welcome. Craft Roulette, welcome to the show. Oh my gosh. For the 8th time, our purple princess from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, Christine Bertram. Yay! You're going to have to carry me. She can't hear us, huh? Can you hear us? Yep, she can't hear us. She heard us before the show started. Now you get to hear me stumble. He's working on it. Yay, lots of hands. That's right. She can't hear it, but that's okay. Mr. Producer's working on it. We'll let me tell you a little bit about Christine. Christine, when I was reviewing when we met Christine, because it was right during the pandemic started, and I was, we were all on the internet all the time watching for card makers, right? And so Christine was it seemed like she was live all the time on Facebook doing cards, and she's a Stampin' Up! Consultant, and I would just watch her. She was such a delightful person. And so I would watch her, and so we were just starting to get guests, and so I would text her and say, would you like to, there she is. Hang on, I'm hearing her now.
There go.
She is. Live from the Hive, from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Please welcome Christine Bertram.
Yay!
Yay! And the crowd went wild.
The sound went out like about 2 minutes ago, and I couldn't tell you. I was like, how do I tell them I lost the sound?
Nope, you can't, can you? It's a very helpless feeling, too, when that happens.
Yeah. So I could hear you because I'm watching through my cell phone, right? But I couldn't communicate that to you.
Well, welcome to the 8th time. We've already got the technical difficulties out of the way. We're doing great.
Yep, I did hear that part.
How are you doing tonight?
Very good. Happy Friday night.
Yes, right. Fun Friday.
Calm before the storm. We have snow coming our way tomorrow, or tonight it's supposed to start as well.
There was so much snow in the parking lots in Minnesota. I was amazed. They were like mountains.
Hmm. Almost, ours is almost all melted, but we're supposed to get a bunch more tomorrow. But the good thing is that it should hopefully melt right away.
Right.
Our temperatures, the sun's shining and it's in the 40s now. So, yay!
Right. It's not as serious as it was in January.
Correct.
That's good. Well, we would, for the people that may not know you yet, we'd love to hear a little bit about you.
Okay. I might have a guest person walking in right now. Just 1 second. Who's there? Oh, they walked right back out. I think they got camera shy. So
Funny.
either my brother or my boyfriend, they opened up the door and they walked right out. So anyways, what do you want to know? I'm an avid crafter. I love making cards. I have been stamping for over half my life. I started stamping, making cards back in 2000. Before that, I did a lot of other crafts too, like painting ceramics and scrapbooking. I did plastic canvas crafts and the latch hook stuff. I did a lot of that. And the one hobby that I actually stuck with is now stamping with card making. It just went from instant gratification. You can make a card really quickly in 10 minutes, and the satisfaction that you feel when you give it to somebody is just warming to me. And I love helping others experience that you can make something and gift it to somebody and to let them know what you're feeling and share that through a card. And so I turned my stamping hobby into a jobby, and then now it is my full-time gig that I do all the time.
And you do it all the time.
I do it all the time. And I love it. I never get really sick of it. I could go do whatever I need to do all night long. Or all day long, and I could start in the morning and go from 8 until midnight or 2, and I still just keep going. I just love it that much. So,
isn't that something? It really is. It really is that way for some of us.
It never feels like work to me. It always just is, and I love helping people and sharing this love and inspiring people. And so I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I sell those products, but like we'll do mystery card night, and I love to encourage people to use stuff that they have regardless of who makes it, right? So
right. Yeah. And you get lots of beautiful cards out of that too.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we just had our mystery card night. Yay.
I watched it. I was live with you all night, during the whole show. Yep. I was doing something here. I don't remember what. But it's really fun to I didn't make the card. I was just watching and enjoying listening to you and seeing who was there. Because we have a lot of similar friends now. Like Christina comes over and watches you. And we met Smurf because of you. And lots of familiar faces. It's very nice.
Right. Yep. It's nice that our paths can align and run together, and there's overflow. And now, because we do this 3 times a year together, and now I think we're going on it'll be 4 years in December. It's hard to believe that.
That is nuts. That can't be true. You must be a dirty, rotten liar. I think you're right. You're right, because this is our... Yeah.
I think our first one was December of 2019, and so December of 2023 will be...
Yeah,
it will be our going. We'll end up our
2020. I think.
Yeah. Was it 2020? Yeah. You started during lockdown. Okay, so 2020, 21, 23. So we're starting 3 years. It'll be 3 years. Yeah. Oh, it felt like 4. It felt like 4.
Oh, we're just new at this. That's all. We're just
preparing for 4 years, right?
That's right. Well, it'll be here before you know it. Before you know it.
It will be. Yeah.
Well, we're going to get started on spinning, finding out what we're going to do, things like that, talk a little more about crafting and make some cute stuff, we hope. But first, you had a question for me.
What is craft roulette?
Let's find out. Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you in just a minute.
What is craft roulette? Craft Roulette is a live paper crafts challenge show where the goal is to complete a project that has been randomly selected by the spin of a wheel. There are 4 categories we spin for: project, colors, element, and random. Each category has 24 possible options with a combined possibility of 331,776 unique projects. Whoa. We're live every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Central on youtube.com/craftroulette. Please like and subscribe. Each week we bring on a special guest crafter to create along with us and share their unique take on the challenge. You can play too. Complete a unique project of your own using the same 4 parameters set in this episode. You'll have 48 hours to contribute by submitting pictures of your project through the submission form on craftroulette.live. Contributions are featured on marygunfund.com's weekly episode blog, and the next episode. Let's recap last week's episode and submissions.
There I am again. Oh, with lots of confetti. I love confetti. That's what Craft Roulette is. We are live almost every Friday night, 6:10 Central Daylight Time now. If you are new, please let us know so we can greet you properly. If you're watching the replay, please do that. Let us know. We'd love to say hi to you there also. And if you would, just go ahead and share right now and give us a thumbs up. We would... Oh, my gosh! There's somebody there. So, I'm sorry you can't see her, but they just brought Christine back on my little screen, and there's a man with her. So, we'll see what's going to happen here in just a second, because we are going to bring Christine back on while we do some achievement recognition here. We are going to welcome our first timers. We are going to say well done to our major milestone achievers, say yes, yes, yes to our leading ladies, and welcome some new to Club 52, and do we have a new, I don't think we have a new mug clubber this week. But anyway, so that's where everybody was from this last weekend. Isn't that amazing? The project was a 5x7 card. The colors were spring related. Our element starts with G, and our random was outside the line. You guys are so creative. There's my little guys, Grandma and Grandpa. They were my G's or geezers, and she was on the grass. And then if you opened it up, she was a pop-up, and she says she's going to go watch Craft Roulette. So it was a really fun card to make. And if you want to see me make it, it was on last week's show. We had a wonderful guest. Her name was Karen Berniston. She is in cahoots with Riley and Company. She designs incredible dies. And we're going to see her card here in a second. There it is. And it was her first time on the show. She is also a spin sponsor for us this month. So if you are interested in dies, you send in a card in the next week or two, because she is giving away $25 gift certificates. Can't beat it. It's wonderful. It was fun to watch her make her little gator with her graduating gator. And of course, she made a pop-up card too. She was a great guest. It was a fun show. Now, this part is on a timer, and this is just some of our cards that we received this week. Not all of them. If you want to see all of them, you need to go to craftroulette.live to our latest episode, or episode 155, and then or go to the achievements and see this smaller version. But it's all there. It's so inspirational. Don't ever get in a card funk. We got lots of cuteness for you. All right. Welcome. Welcome, Chris.
Let's bring Christine back in.
There's no man there anymore.
He got sick of waiting. Guys don't like to wait on women, I guess. So my brother is here from Stevens Point, and he's going to be here. And he wanted to say hi to everybody, because some people know my brother he's the one that helps me make my samplers, my DSP samplers. And he helps me a little bit in the business. So some of my customers know him. So he thought he'd pop in and say hi really quick. But he's like, I'm good. I don't have to wait here. So
he looked like a guy in action. He didn't look like
somebody. He was like, I was ready. And he was like, it's so-and-so watching. It's so-and-so watching. I'm like, I don't know everybody who's watching, because he was going to say hi to people. And I'm like, okay, Tom, you can go. It's all right. But anyways, Tom says hi to everybody that he knows. So he's the one that goes with me on my trips when I earn trips for Stampin' Up. He's been to Greece with me, and he went to Hawaii with me. So he helps me as much as he can. And so he's here, and we're talking about the Norway trip after we're done tonight. Like, that is the focus, is planning the trip.
Have you earned that trip?
Yeah, I earned that trip last year already, and the next trip to Mexico, I earned that one just in January. So
oh man,
we're planning the one that's happening in May now, and not planning per se, because Stampin' Up plans everything for Norway, but we're staying and going to Ireland for 5 days afterwards. So
how exciting! That's cool. Well, we can talk more about that in a minute. That's exciting stuff. Well, we're going to welcome our first timers. There's about 20 something. So let's see what they sent in, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Craft Roulette, Shanna.
Purple.
Emily and Lee.
Purple?
Yes, there will be some purple. Presley, Crafty Al's daughter, sent in her first card. Isn't it cute? Heather from Michigan. Cynthia from Oregon. We're glad you came and joined us. Lisa from Texas. That was a fun card. Jennifer from Michigan. Lots of color. Love it.
Yes.
Nikki from Alberta. That was so complicated. It was pretty. Betty from Indiana. That one's pretty, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Joe from Delaware. Broke the line by having the duck over the edge. Sandy from Arizona. Pop up. Shelly from California. Got some weaving in there. Hashina, I think, from the Netherlands. Nice to have you. Rebecca from Delaware. She got her gnome in.
Mm-hmm.
Maria from Michigan. Lots of Michiganders this time. Joe from England. Such a handsome giraffe. Ellen from Canada. Beautiful. Dawn from New Jersey. I love those jelly beans. Victoria from the UK. Another gnome. You guys are big on gnomes. Lori from Minnesota. That's so pretty. A lot of snow up there now. Terry from Texas. All first timers. So exciting. Betsy from Wisconsin. There's a Wisconsinner.
Yay.
Oops, I just lost my picture. There we go. Katja from Sweden. Kimberly from Washington. Ginormous butterfly. Sharon from Minnesota. These are 5x7 cards, so the images often are big. Sheila from Wisconsin.
Yay.
Caitlin, a major milestone of 25, and she has a little reel on this one too. Mary Youngblood from Arizona has sent in 50, her golden major milestone. Birthday Bob's wife, Roberta Sadler, has sent in 50. Cordelia, you're getting up there with 75 consecutive cards. Sherry Pemberton has reached 100. She's a mug clubber. I knew there was one. Patty Beck has also hit a major milestone, 150 cards. For our leading lady, I got these mixed up, is Ellen with 100 and something. Smurf Murphy has sent in 116. I'm telling you, I'm on fumes. Jackie is her twin with 116. 5K Now 6K has sent in 122. These are the leading ladies. And Kathy Herring has sent in 120. That's so many cards. Welcome to Club 52, Wanda Thompson. She has sent in 52 cards in a row. And Brenda Anderson from Iowa has also sent in 52 cards. That's a funny one. You guys knock my socks off. You make me very happy when I see all these emails coming in. Over the weekend, I get emails for each one of your cards, and it's like pages at this point that you can see. Craft Roulette, Craft Roulette. There's occasionally something from my boyfriend Michael's. But other than that, it's Craft Roulette, Craft Roulette, Craft Roulette, Craft Roulette. And it's really fun to go in there and check them out before you guys get to see them. Also, a lot of times people will put them on our Facebook our Facebook group, which is private. It's called Craft Roulette Show. And all you have to do is answer the few little questions like, where'd you hear from us? Will you mind your business here? And stuff like that. And then you will be automatically approved. If you're not, you just automatically get declined. But we get to see the cards over there oftentimes early and throughout the week. It's a very exciting place to be because you get so many ideas and so many. You can look at cards before you make your own too, because you do have some time. But we're going to talk about that more later in the show, how you can play, because it's fun, isn't it, Chris?
It's fun. I have a question for somebody though.
Oh.
So somebody had commented that they were a first-time contributor, but it didn't show up in the show. Why might that be? Is it possible that when they submitted it, it didn't meet the criteria for being pulled? Like, how would that, like?
No, it probably was just missed because I was going through 272 cards, and it probably just got missed.
Okay,
because I have to pick them out.
That's a manual function.
And I was like,
yeah. If she could just
okay, I thought maybe there was
go on the contact and let me know for sure. and just mention it to me, and I'll put it back in there. But I'm sorry. It's going to happen.
Okay.
I try my best.
No, that's okay. So I was just saying that for Janie, because she said Cy. And so Janie, if you heard that, you can go and, just take care of adding that comment to Mary. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we'll follow up on that.
Because we don't like sires,
I'm
right?
sorry. That it does happen occasionally.
It's okay.
Yeah. But
right.
And so I'm glad you said something. Yeah. Because it is.
Because it's never intentional. We never mean to disappoint people, right?
No. We reserve the right to not have somebody on if it's not meeting our community standards. So, and we do review them before they go on. But no, we don't usually pick anybody
No, all
off.
the achievements. You have to comb over the library, read the answers, and then try and put them in their galleries. And when you have 270 that you have to look through, that's a lot.
And you got up at 4 a.m. It just was.
Yeah.
So I probably missed several.
I just want people to know that.
Yeah. No, that was excellent.
Yeah.
We're good with that. Yeah, because we don't want to miss anybody. That's nice.
Well, shall we look at the wheel?
Let's look at the wheel. Whose voice is that? If you have never been to Craft Roulette, that is Mr. Producer. He does all of this technical stuff for us so that we can just sit back and relax and craft and create and stuff like that. It's really fun. So we are going to be spinning for Project Colors, Element, and Random. There are 24 options in each one of these columns. We like to give our patrons a little chance to veto a few of these options so that Mr. Wheel cannot make us use those chosen vetoes this week. Now you can if we get something that if we veto something you want to use and you can use it within the parameters we get, it's fair game. It doesn't mean that you can't make it. It just means that Mr. Wheel can't be that bossy. We like to put him in his place every once in a while. And to that end, our patrons have ixnayed this week for color, sophisticated, number 2. We're not going to be sophisticated. For element, they said no thank you to dates, number 10. There's been a lot of fun talk about what is a date? What are you talking about? The kind that you eat? What is this? And for random, good old paperclip got vetoed again. Nobody loves paperclips around here. I don't know. We also like to give our guest a chance to veto something if she would like.
Not tonight. We're going to go whatever happens.
You are a player.
I don't think I've vetoed
Have you ever vetoed?
I was just going to say, I don't think I've vetoed anything yet.
I don't think you have either. So why start? There wasn't anything that made you guys go, no, wrong.
No. And I took my chances. If there was something, I'm like, well, we'll take our chances.
Yeah.
Did you say that you can still use it if it gets vetoed? Okay.
I did say that. And now we also like to ask you, this is new for you, if you were picking your perfect parameters, what would you pick for a project, for instance?
I like a Z-fold. We just did that for Mystery Card Night, and so I'm pretty good with that. Even do a double Z-fold just to show a doubleness. Yep.
That's a good fold. It's a good solid fold. And for colors, what would you like?
I'd pick any colors.
Number 23. Any colors is her
easy.
choice.
Yeah. Yep.
And what would you like for element?
I picked trees because my boyfriend loves trees. So I would put some trees on a card.
There you go. And for random, what do you like to add for a little zinger or a little completion or something?
I wrote down gold. I don't know. I wrote down gold.
Just gold.
Like, okay, I could sneak some gold on there.
Okay, so a Z-fold card with using any colors and with some trees on it and using a little bit of gold, maybe some gold paper or something would be your ideal card tonight.
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty.
Ribbon or something.
Yeah, you're a ribbon girl, so that makes sense to me. I think that would be pretty. Good choices. Let's see what Mr. Wheel has in mind for us, shall we? Let's give it a warm up. Oh, man. Sweet Sentiments is shuddering
Always makes
at
my
gold.
heart go.
I know. Here we go for project. Will she get her Z-fold card? We will see in just moments. Ooh, almost. Got to the end of the list instead.
Which one is it? 24?
Mini drop down. A mini drop down. We'll talk about each one. We'll talk about each one of these in just a minute. So don't start panicking and turning us off yet. Colors. What are we going to do for colors? We know that you love purple. Is there anything on there that you could use for purple? We'll find out. Number 8, inspired by pattern paper. You're a big pattern paper person. That's a happy moment. And for element, will she get some trees? Does she have pattern paper with trees? We don't know. Number 14, a bouquet. Bouquet. You're not as flowery as some.
No, I love
Almost
flowers.
everyone loves flowers.
Oh, okay.
I love flowers. But I think I'm still on mini drop down. I'm still thinking about that.
And then for random, what will we add to that one? Mini drop down was from the very first episode. Which paper? I didn't realize that. I probably knew it sometime or other. 3 layers. We have to use 3 layers somehow.
Oh.
That might not be too hard with the mini drop down. Okay, so let's talk about these crazy things. On Craft Roulette, we don't teach you anything. We don't sell anything here. I don't own any stores. But so what we like to do is talk about how you have the creative opportunity to express yourself on a card. Mini drop down isn't necessarily a card either. So it can be. Most of the time it is. But we want to see what you come up with and how you create it using those 4 parameters. There's a spectrum of art projects that we like to cover and make sure that you understand. There's the very literal, bouquet. A bouquet. It has to have a bouquet somehow or other. But there may be creative ways to express bouquets. It may be a great big bouquet or just a small bouquet in a scene. Don't tie yourself down to any one thought right away.
A bouquet of golf clubs? Is that how it works? Can you do that? What is a bouquet? Is that a group of anything or is it just flowers?
Yeah, well, there is that definition thing. It really should have something that is defined somehow and then creatively expressed, but not reconnoitered into a complete different definition. So if you can justify a bouquet of golf clubs, we would accept it. But you're going to have to really scramble to tell us how that works.
You do have to tell us how.
You do have to, because there's a little description box and you have to tell us how it works. Oh, there's a good one, though. My wine has a lovely bouquet. Just put it in the... Yep. You just put in the description how that works, and then we will be happy to see how you use it. But literally, most people are going to use a bouquet as of flowers. You know, you could also use air spray. A nice little can of air spray.
Jerry Stewart put on lollipops because sometimes people make a bouquet of lollipops.
Yeah, that'd be cute.
Yes.
With a real thing on it. Yeah. Yeah, those are good ideas.
Okay.
Kitchen bouquet in my gravy.
Let's go for
we could do that.
Each one now.
All right, so mini drop down. You got a face.
This has a history.
It does have a history. It was on the first show. Is what I'm remembering.
But as an album.
As an album.
Not as just a mini drop down. So, because the parameters are inclusive, it doesn't, instead of exclusive, it means that as long as your project includes a mini drop-down element, it will count.
Yeah, it could be on a basket. You could have a mini drop-down on a basket, or a box, or a card, or a page, a scrapbook page.
Can you define what a mini drop-down is?
No. It's going to be something that's smaller than the base, I would think, that probably folds out or drops down on a string or a ribbon or something like that. Something that's going to come down. So can you make down go up? Well, you could, but it needs to go down.
Everyone's asking what a mini drop down is. So,
well, you can't probably find it as a Google answer. There's probably not a, hey, Google, what's a mini drop down? It's going to be, to me, it's going to be whatever you think it is. But think of what it says it is. It's small.
Apples dropping from a tree?
Yes, Smarty. That's real good. Rain is a mini drop down. Yep, see, you're thinking outside of what I'm thinking. That's good.
That's in imagery. You can do it in card construction by having something open up and something physically kind of moving down from that spot.
How about shaker cards? This would be perfect for shaker cards because you have the little mini things inside that drop up that go up and down.
Is that okay though?
Yeah, I would think so.
A shaker card works
small.
Even, okay.
It's small and it would drop down, I think, because you'd have an element that goes down.
Reverse of a pop-up. I like that.
Okay.
How's that one work?
Exactly.
A door on a mailbox. That's a good one, Sharon from the brown chair.
Leaves falling down too. Feline had leaves falling, dropping from a tree.
Yeah. Or just like a file folder on the top of a card, a small file folder that you have to open and it drops down. Yeah. You're not too happy about that one, I don't think. But you'll figure it out. You always do. Inspired by pattern paper. Do you have some pattern paper on your desk right now?
No, but I have a pack of pattern paper that has a bouquet of pattern paper.
Oh.
So I was just thinking of using my bouquet as my pattern paper. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Or
it has real bouquets on it? Little pictures?
It is a bouquet, yep. It's a bouquet of flowers, and you could cut it out, and it's pattern paper, right? Because it's cut out of pattern paper.
Yeah.
So you like 2 for 1? Yeah. You get 2 for 1, right? Pattern paper is the bouquet.
Oftentimes, the element and the color parameters are merged. People will merge them oftentimes. Like, sometimes we'll get starts with, say we get starts with G, and the colors are beach colors. And so they will think of goldfish, and they'll put those two together or something. Those are the 2 parameters that really merge well together. The other ones are a little harder to use as one parameter, but a lot of times people will do that because it just sets off their thinking. Okay, I got this, and then I got this, and they're together, and it's fine.
Ellen says a drop flap card would be a mini drop down. So if you're out there need a Google result to kind of tell you what a mini drop down is, a drop flap card I think might work.
Flap, kind of like you can have a matchbook card where you would open it up and have something. I'll try to make something like that. Maybe I don't know. A bouquet. So you've got your bouquet covered.
Yeah, I think I know my bouquet and building it into the card. Back to that mini drop down, like you were just talking. Like I have this vision of my head that I remember having a card and there's a string and you pull the string and then it flaps, like things come up like a slider kind of thing. And it's like you're pulling the string down. And to me, like, was that mini drop down? Like, because you're pulling the string down.
I think so.
So in my head, that's kind of what I think you just talked about, Stephen, was that kind of pulling that like a flip-flop card or something.
It could be a mechanism.
Yeah, it can be a mechanism.
It doesn't have to be a thing that drops out. It could be the mechanism that drops to make something else happen.
I think like a waterfall card is what it might be. Like the water falls down.
It might be. Okay.
Yeah. And we're not trying to strictly define what a drop-down card is. We're just trying to discuss what it could be for the challenge. So, yeah.
Ideas.
Yeah. And then 3 layers. So to me, I'm thinking paper, that you're going to have 3 layers, maybe a bouquet on something that's on something that's on something. I'm thinking mats because that's easy. But it can be 3 layers of anything. You could have 3 layers of leaves. I suppose you could do something like that, or 3 layers of flowers in a bouquet if you wanted to. That was inspired by pattern paper and a bouquet. That's another way. So that might be a way to merge the element of bouquet and 3 layers, is to have a really a bouquet that has lots of depth. And if you could see 3 layers. Howard, do you think you might use your 3 layers? I will probably just use mats.
I'll use mats. I love mats. So I will probably have Yeah, the base and then a mat and then another mat and probably another mat. Yeah, I build it up. So
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
still on the first one.
Mini drop down. Well, I think I'm going to do, a balloon bouquet. That's a great idea, Connie.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's a good idea. Yeah, a girl
And
holding like 3 or 4 balloons. There's probably a lot of stamps out there with girls that could be, or the guys, whatever, people holding balloons, a bouquet of balloons. Yep.
a cookie bouquet. I've seen, we've gotten a fruit bouquet before.
Yeah. Yeah, fruit
So,
bouquet.
yeah, you could do that too.
The edible art or the edible fruits or something. Yep.
We've got them.
So
They're nice.
we talked a shaker card and having the like roller, like little baby balls or whatever flowers could be as the shaker part, and that would be okay calling that a mini drop down because these little mini things are in there dropping down.
To me, it would be.
Okay.
I think Mr. Producer's making a face, but I think it would be because you do shake it. I mean, it does drop down.
It's true.
And they're small.
That's logic. You can't argue with it. You gotta, it just has to win.
I don't win that one very often.
Because I'm contemplating, I like that you're winning this because I'm contemplating a shaker card versus a mechanism card. The first thing that popped in my head was a mechanism card, but I haven't made one of those in a long time. And I'd have to go to the archives to find the sample that I know that I have. And I'm like, I could just do a shaker card.
Yeah.
So
let's go easy tonight.
Yeah, easy, right? Our brains need easy right now.
We do. At least this brain does. So, okay. Are we good then?
Okay.
Are we ready to?
I think so. Yeah.
Figure out what we're going to do next?
Yep. So I can run and grab my things and be back in 5 to 8 minutes. Okay. All right. That's what I'm going to do.
And everybody gets to enjoy my beautiful artwork on my new infomercial about In Review. We'll be right back to get this craft started. Woohoo! Tricky. Does card making ever wear you out? Are you just having one of those days? Do you ever say to yourself, I wish there were more craft roulette on each week? Well, have we got good news for you? In Review is like part 2 of Craft Roulette, which features you, our card contributors. It'll be easy to find because it airs here on our Craft Roulette YouTube channel. We go live almost every Tuesday evening at 6:30 p.m. Central, and we do a number of fun things during the show, including Mail Call, where I share some of the nice cards and goodies people send us. Our Card Showcase, where we take a longer look at some of the contributions sent in from the most recent episode. And our Who Done It Mystery Game, where I recreate a card from the most recent episode's gallery, live on air. Everyone in the live chat gets to try and figure out which card I'm recreating. So, if you want more of what we do on Craft Roulette, you'll love our show, In Review. The Whodunit Mystery Game is just a game, and we do not actually solve mysteries, but we do actually solve mysteries. The show is supposed to be on Tuesdays, but we reserve the right to reschedule as necessary. Mary will not always know what she is doing, especially with buttons and or math. Stretchy pants and snacks are not required, but advisable. Please bring a friend. Too much fun for one person included. Is I back? I am. All right, well, we're going to see what I have to do here. I know, you guys are enjoying fun review. At least Grandma Gay is. In Review is fun, and it's part 2 of Craft Roulette, basically. Because we feature our cards that we have already received by Tuesday. And it is fun to go through everybody's ideas, and we obviously don't go through everybody's, but we do cover a lot. And it is very lovely to spend some time on Tuesdays together. So, and it's at 6 o'clock now instead of 6:30. So, join us. Spend some time with us. There we go. Okie doke. this is what this is going to be a matchbook card. And I have a lovely little stamp set with a little picture and some flowers. I guess they're leaves. No, they're flowers. And those are going to be my bouquet, and it's going to drop down from there. Now, what I'm going to put on the front, I'm not sure. But the colors that I'm going to be inspired by are these. I think those are so pretty. Maybe, but I'm not going to use this. I'm just going to be inspired by it. I'm going to be using some oranges and some yellows and some greens and maybe a blue-green. So that's my inspiration paper. I think it's so pretty. It's kind of retro feeling. And then using this for the paper. And then punching something to put my little guy on that's going to fall down. Does this make sense? Probably not, but that's okay. We have made many cards that didn't make sense. Never stopped me before. Okay, let's see what we can do. I'll just start. Chris's supply area where she has all her things is not in her studio area, so she has to run and get everything. So it takes her a minute or two, but I don't think I'm going to have to worry about getting everything done before she gets back. She's usually pretty snappy once she gets going. You know who else is snappy? You guys are pretty snappy once you get the idea going. It's that moment when you first get those parameters and you're going, huh? What? Yep. Nope. I'm out. I don't have anything. But then you start thinking about it, and it works for you. Vicky Ruda, you're up. Vicky Ruda's card last week was part of my inspiration piece on In Review, and she had this cute little gingham and some flowers on it. And then mine was also inspired by Vanessa B. This part was inspired by Vanessa B, and then this part was inspired by Vicky. So I made a 5x7 with kitty cats and flowers. And it was on a 5x7, so that was my card. It was fun. So I'm going to try not to staple too quick or glue down too fast. That would be a first. But I'm going to try. I've got a cute little saying here that would probably work just fine. Some little butterflies. This is new. It's never been used. Well, good, Denise. I like that Craft Roulette has challenged you to think about what you have on hand. We don't give you that was part of the reason we gave you no time at all to make your cards to send in, so that you couldn't go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff. So you just had to get busy and do what you needed to do. That's too big, but that's okay. That's going to fall down. And see, it's going to fall down. All fall down. And it's going to have, I'll get some thread. And this kind of looks like the right green, I think. So I'll use that. We'll stamp that and see how that looks. Okay, so who is crafting with us tonight? We have the new little drop down toasts, and so if you do get your card done, make sure you do your very best work and send it in before the show is over. It will drop down, but you can't really see it. But it's kind of fun to see that you're already starting it and getting it going. Ah, Lauren, you're back at your brainstorming. I bet you do brainstorm. I'd like to see your brainstorming. I bet it's quite the process. I like that idea. And Jay's here, and Pam, Rosie, wish paper, Christina. Oh, too tired tonight? Well, it is the middle of the night in Sweden. Just watching is fine. It's Friday. People have had a hard week. Long week. Watching me put it together. Well, we'll see. I'm using, I think I'll probably use a little watercolor. Oh, spring paper. I'm going to have to mask this. I think we're all kind of ready for spring paper to show up in the gallery. That was part of the fun last week because our parameter was spring. So it was fun to see what everybody was thinking about spring. Some are kind of pastel-y. Is that a word? And some of them are not pastel-y at all. They were bright and bold. Hey, I hope it landed straight. Oh, Sylvia Bertrajic's here from the UK also. Got several night owls in the UK. Bless your hearts. Hi, Makira. We've got touchdown. Chris is back.
I'm like, are we talking about airplanes?
Well,
touchdown.
Probably since I was on one today. It doesn't take much to make my brain go one direction. So, Ellen Jarvis, let's go. Yeah, go to Pinterest and search for drop-down flap card. That's a great idea. Okay, so what'd you come up with?
So we talked about bouquets or bouquets. This is what I was talking about. To me, that's a bouquet.
Yes.
It's a bouquet of flowers.
Like a corsage of bouquet type thing.
Yeah. To me, this is the first thing that popped in my head. I've got this designer series paper, which has bouquets on it. Bouquets. And
bouquet.
I was thinking that one right there is a nice bouquet.
I like it.
So, yeah, I think I had that piece I can use. So, that's what I went and found. And I found this really pretty pink piece to go with it. So I'm using 2 pieces of pattern paper. My bouquet is going to be one, and then pattern paper is the other. And so I think that's the
you're
route
well
I'm
on your
going.
way. You are very well on your way.
When you suggested a little shaker card, I have these little baby effervescent mini elements. They're little and they're mini, and they're going to drop down. So I think that they will be really pretty with it. Mini drop downs. Like, keep it simple. The kiss, right? Keep it simple, and then the other one.
Yes.
So,
sweetheart.
Yes.
Sweetheart.
Yes, keep it simple, sweetheart. Exactly. So I went with the shaker card. I love me a good shaker card.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I tend to avoid them, but I can do them and they're fun, and I'm always surprised how cute they are. But it's not one of my go-tos. If I were picking my parameters, I would never pick shaker card.
Okay. I have to always remember to put the window sheet on right away. I tend to put the dimensional strip on, and then I'm like, oh shoot, I was supposed to put the window before the dimensional.
That makes
and then I gotta rip all the tape off.
It won't be dropping down, it'll be flying out.
Exactly. I was helping my friend work on swap cards, and she was making a shaker card, and she put me in charge of doing the strips of the dimensional strips. Like, we have these long skinny dimensional strips, and I was just like la 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 la, and I put them all on the window pane part, and then it was like, oh shoot, we were supposed to put the window down first. We had to rip off all of the dimensional strips and start over. At least you didn't have to recut all of the window things though, right?
Right.
Well, that's where you just tell yourself, well, they make more of it every day, so it's all good.
It's hard to keep things straight when you're zoning out.
Oh yeah.
Heather Telford was in chat. I think she had element envy with bouquet.
Oh yeah, she wanted flowers.
And she got a robot.
Yeah, she did.
Robot. I saw that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I would have been okay with robot because we have a stamp set that would have had a robot in it. So I would have been okay with that, I think.
She did fine with it. She used gears.
You did fine. A gear.
Yeah.
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 I can see some of that.
She took it very creatively and didn't stop her, did it, Heather? I don't think she loved it, but I don't think it didn't stop her.
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea.
That's kind of how you have to be when you're here, right? Like, you can't just go, no, I don't like these, I'm going. Goodbye. We'll see you later.
Well, I'll be honest with you, when you guys, we'll pick that. I was like, what? This isn't fun. I'm not going to do this. And then I'm like, I don't have a choice. I'm doing it. Like, there's no way you can't do it.
That's right.
I can't say no.
That would be all sorts of wrong.
Right. I did pop in my head, like, why do I do this? The wheel's always been so good to me.
And I think in about 30 or 40 minutes, you'll feel the same way.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a card in my head what this is going to look like. So we'll see if it gets close to it.
Well, we were talking before the show started that you were hoping that this card would work for one of your classes. Will you be able to work it into a class? It won't?
No. So this is paper called A Wash and Beauty. And I did a class featuring a wash and beauty as my ink paper scissors in August last year. So I don't plan to use this product again in our catalog retires at the end of April. It's May 3rd, right? So the end of April, basically. And we have a new catalog. So this product is retiring. And so I won't be able to sneak it in. But I will end up with a really pretty card. And so I'm okay with that. Yeah. So, and maybe this will inspire somebody to want to get this paper because it's so pretty, right? Yeah. We all love our pretty pattern paper.
Or
do. If they have it, maybe they'll be inspired to use it.
Right. Right. We might see some in the gallery this week. You might.
Exactly.
It might be that fast of turnaround.
Yeah. When people realize, so I remembered this paper only because I was working on my team make and takes for my team meeting this Sunday. And I pulled out this paper because I saw the green on the back. And I'm like, oh, that'll be great for grass. And then I realized, oh, yeah, this is the one that has the bouquets on it. And so that is why it was like, oh, I got a bouquet. I know exactly what I'm using. Like, that was instantaneous in my head.
Yeah,
but
it was right in the front of your brain.
It was. And so now people seeing this paper, they might be like, oh, yeah, I have this paper. I could use this.
And we'll get to see how they interpret it and how they use it, because it won't be the same.
Right, exactly. And when I was thinking about mini drop down, I really wanted to pull in my head. I had, how can I make this into that pull down mechanism with the card where you pull this piece down and then it flips up? Like, that's really, but like this bouquet wouldn't work because it's too big for that mechanism is what I had in my head. So I'm like, okay, shaker card, I can handle that.
Yeah.
This will be the hardest part about the whole thing is fussy cutting this flower out.
Well, that's kind of a trick.
Okay, I should say bouquet.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Shaker card.
We're off. I'm glad you came up with some ideas and you came back. I always a little worried. When I see people kind of make those faces, I'm going, ooh, gee.
Oh, and you saw that face. I was like, what?
I saw that face.
Why? Yeah, why?
It was just, he was in a mood. I'd avoided him all week.
And you didn't change his clothes or whatever.
I didn't.
His outfit.
Well, Mr. Mike, yeah. Mr. Mike was probably making,
sorry.
Yeah.
They talk. They're in cahoots, right? They're in cahoots. So
they are.
The wheel and the mic, they probably, they talk.
Jabber, jabber, jabber. Well, Mr. Mike can talk. He has a mouth. After all. Okay, we'll let these guys dry. I think that's probably good. That'll be pretty. I'm going to use this for a bottom, I think. A bottom border kind of thing. And cut this guy out. Start cutting.
We're going to go with this.
This is so big. Maybe too big. Does it fit? It fits. Layer 1. That will be, this is going to go behind here. And I'm going to fussy cut it out, and it's going to drop down.
Okay.
That's the plan, man, and I think it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least
I always
one
say
that we
the
can
plan,
work with.
man.
Layer 2. All right. Let me...
So for your pattern paper inspired, like that, could that also, where's my notes? Could that also be inspired by pattern paper? So you don't have to use pattern paper
No, ma'am.
because you could just be inspired by pattern paper.
Correct.
So you could look at a pattern paper and make your own with it, like your own pattern paper.
Absolutely. This was the pattern paper I used for my colors, Chris.
Ah.
But I'm not going to use this paper.
Okay. So the first thing I thought of was inspired by pattern paper is like, I'm just going to use a pattern paper that inspires me, right?
Right.
That's what I thought. So, mm-hmm.
So tell me more about Norway. Norway is supposed to be like one of the nicest, most beautiful places to go.
Mm-hmm. I've never been there, but I'm supposed to put this disclaimer out there because Stampin' Up! Doesn't want to get in trouble. But I'm supposed to, when I talk about the trip that I've earned the trip, I'm supposed to say only 1% of people earn it to make it like it's a very it's not an easy thing to do, right? It's a lot of hard work. So I'm just putting that out there, right? That
it's not like you sign up and you get it.
Right, you don't sign up for Stampin' Up! And you get it. So I get why they're trying to be careful about that. But I did earn it. I worked my butt off for it. And
yes, you did.
We leave it's like the May 19th or May 20th or something like that. And the cruise actually leaves out of Southampton, which is in England. And we're going to fly in a day early to go see Stonehenge. And then we leave on a Sunday for the cruise, and we go to 4 different cities in Norway. The cruise stops. I don't remember all the names. They're hard to remember all of the names. My brother's done a lot of research and homework and figured out like day trip things that we can do in each of the cities. And so each stop that we have different sightseeing, like waterfalls to do, and just a boat trip one at a time. So we definitely are not going to stay on the ship and just veg. We're very active and just going off and doing whatever we can.
Right.
Yeah. And so we get back on a Sunday, and then we fly to Ireland because it's on a bucket list to go to Ireland.
It's kind of on the way. So yeah.
Yeah. It's only like an hour flight, or not even an hour flight to get to Dublin. So we're going to spend 5 nights in Dublin then. We thought as long as we're that far over that way, we might as well make a trip out of it. So
that's so exciting.
Yeah. So my mom's not going with me this time. She didn't want to do travel. She didn't want to leave the country. So it's my brother and my boyfriend and I, and we're just going to run around. She thinks she can't keep up with us. So she didn't want to be, she's never a burden, right? She's my mom. She's always welcome, but she didn't want to have to run around and keep up with us. She's almost 73 now, and she just wants to be home. The chickens will be in, and she wants to be able to take care of the chickens. So I'm like, I get it, Mom. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I get it too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're a little slower.
So, but yes, those fun stuff.
Aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I get it. So the next year though, it's at an all-inclusive place, like where you just go and you spend the time there. And she's like, I'll do that with you. And I'm like, okay, that works. So, yep. I need to go get a plate really quick. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. Okay, when Christine comes back, Sue, I will ask her.
Oh man. I'm back. I just remembered you like to ask all these questions. I forgot.
I do, and I have a sheet of them. And thank you to Sire and Ashley I couldn't access them today when I was usually downloading them. The Patreon page just would go, sorry, we got an error right now. And I was like, oh crud, I can't I can't get to the questions, but Sire copied them for me, and so did Ashley and sent them. So thank you guys. But Sue asked, and she's a patron, so she just didn't get it in on the questionnaire place, but she says, I noticed all Stampin' Up! Consultants use colored cardstock for card bases. Is that a preference for a consultant or your company? I've noticed that too. Oh, did we lose her head? We lost your voice. Hang on. Nothing's ever truly easy, is it? I think this is a go. I think I got it. Do we? Okay, there she is. Okay, so.
Ask the question again, one more time.
Like I always use white cardstock for my card bases, but Sue and I both have noticed that Stampin' Up! Consultants often use colored cardstock for your card bases. Is that a company kind of thing, or is that just your own personal preference?
I just think it's right now I have a colored cardstock. I love having color on the bottom versus it being white. Yeah. So, and then I love on the inside, I'm going to double mat it with another color and then white. It's not a Stampin' Up! Policy. Stampin' Up! Doesn't have policy potentially about like how we make or design our cards. It's just my personal preference, how I want to make my cards. And I just find that I like colored card bases a lot. I mean, I do use white ones too, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've wondered that too, because it is pretty consistent. It seems like that Stampin' Up! People just often use colored cardstock. I think it looks great. I just never got into the habit.
Okay.
It does look really great.
Yeah. Yep. That was an easy question. I can take more like that.
Well, they're going to all be easy. You know all the answers.
Good.
Let me get to them here. Jamie Clark, who is a Sweet Sentiments owner, asks, what makes a project unsalvageable for you? Is it when it is only fit for the can and nothing can bring it back?
So I just made a card and I decided I know what happened. Okay, I'll explain to you what happened. And I fixed it. Just 1 second. I'll grab it.
Boy, we even have visuals.
So I made this card for game night, which is coming up in a couple weeks. And I glued this piece correct. And I glued this piece upside down. And I glued this piece upside down. Okay, so it's like my sunset was off, right? Because right now you can see this is all cut like continuously. And I was like, oh no, what do I do? And so this piece, I was able to rip it off and I had to recut a new thing. And I basically put the piece over the top. So there's two over here. There's two DSPs on one of the sides, I think. Or here, maybe it's even this one. I had to rip it completely off and it left it like bumpy on the one side. And this, I had to rip this off and you can't see it here, but I ripped this black piece off, but it actually looks like jagged mountain now. Like it looks like I ripped the paper off, but it creases like a mountain would have. So I thought, oh my gosh, I actually learned that I'm going to crumple up the paper to make it purposely look like that. Yeah. But I still salvaged the card, right? So I guess if it got to the point where it actually ruined the card base, like one time I had to rip it off and it put a hole on the back side. And I thought, well, it's still my sample. So I'm not going to throw it away because it's my sample. But you could always put a piece of paper over the top of it and cover that up. Like put a piece of designer paper or another piece of the same color cardstock. So very salvageable. So when it hits the point of no return is when you get frustrated with it and you just take it and rip it in half and just throw it in the garbage. Like that. That's when I would actually, when you get too frustrated with it, and then you just throw it away.
Good indicator.
Right? It's a good indicator is when you get frustrated and you just need to throw it away. That's when I would be like, yep, it's done. Right?
But other than that, you try to work with
I try to. Yep.
Yeah.
And I get it. They make more paper every day, right? So you could easily start over, but it's like, well, why? I already cut I already cut it and I already got the measurements right. And so you just work with
My
it and fix it.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
mean,
when
it's very
you
rare
rip
that
it in half,
yeah,
now
it's
if you have
very
too
rare.
many layers on it, you're going to have a kung fu kind of thing to rip it in half because it gets kind of thick and hard to tear.
Right. So it's very rare that would happen to me, that I
Yeah.
get that frustrated with it. It's very, I don't think I have thrown away many cards for that reason. I
Right.
just alter or cut a section off and like it becomes like a Frankenstein card then.
I don't think I throw very many away either.
Right. And I'll get cards from customers. I'll be honest, I will cut the top off and I'll remat it onto another card base, and I give that card a second life because the person did such an amazing job on the top. And so I'll repurpose cards like that as much as I can too.
Yeah.
So that they get another life. Like, to me, to get a card once and to, somebody put all this time and energy into it, I'd love to give that card another life, right? So
right.
Okay, so I remembered to put the window sheet down, guys. That was my goal. Get the window sheet. Get the window sheet down.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
it's
right?
your night.
Yay.
Yes. Okay.
So have any of our viewers never made a shaker card before? Because
that's a good question.
This would be a good way to see how to make a shaker card, right?
I just don't do them very often.
Yeah.
I sure like the little stuff you put in it, though. It's so cute, and they have such cute things now. And I like the ones that make a lot of noise, not just the quiet ones that get kind of stuck.
Yeah, I have a shaker.
Really noisy ones.
The noise that I have coming up for a class next month. My cat comes out here and spends a lot of time with me, and he absolutely goes ham over this card. It has these little shakers in it, and he goes like this, and he watches them roll around, and he just shakes it so much that it lands on the floor, and he just goes and pushes it around. He goes crazy for it.
It's a cat toy.
It is a cat toy. I didn't know that cards could be cat toys, but they are.
Depends on the cat. Your cat thinks so.
Yeah, he's a kitten.
How your cat interprets it. How
exactly
your cat
right.
Interprets the card, just like Craft Roulette. He's a player.
Exactly. Exactly.
But he's also a kitten.
Yeah, he's a kitten. He wants to play with everything. So Roberta just said, "My wheel must be drinking tonight." Those parameters.
They're a little bit cool.
Yeah.
They're cool.
If you are getting here late and you're wondering what a mini drop down is, there is good discussion right after we spin about what it can, could be. It's kind of hard to go over it all again, though, now.
Yeah. And if you are just coming in, we are speaking to the Purple Princess from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, Christine Bertram.
Yep, and I didn't wear purple tonight. I actually wore yellow, and I kind of match you really nice because you're wearing very vibrant, bright colors like my yellow shirt too.
Yes. It's rainy and dark here, so it's kind of like, let's bring some color. Yeah.
So I've got my 3 layers so far. So do you consider the base as one of the layers?
Do you consider the base one of the layers? We always ask it right back.
It could go both ways. I feel like it is a layer because you're building off of that as the bottom layer. It's the card base, though, right? So somebody could say, well, it's not a layer because it's the card base.
Right.
So either way,
it's kind of how you feel about it and how you present it. That's pretty.
Right. Thanks. So I have my designer paper. I have a window sheet, which is a layer to me. And then I have my frame, which is a layer. And then this to me is a layer as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've got myself covered, but I was curious what others would, if they need to know if the base is considered a layer or not.
I would.
Yeah, I thought
but
so.
But if you don't, if somebody else doesn't, they don't have to do that.
Correct.
Yeah. So there's my.
Okay. So are we seeing that there's really 319 people watching? Is that what I'm okay? So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
Welcome,
really good.
319 people. We're glad to have you here on a Friday night.
Yeah, that's awesome.
For these crazy parameters
Mm-hmm.
that you're going to be able to just figure out. You really are. I believe that all parameter combinations are doable.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I don't know if I like this green with this. This is my mini drop down. He's going to open up, and this little guy's going to drop
the little
down.
top
You
down.
can't see it. You're off.
Oh, I'm off camera. So you open it up, and this little guy's just going to be able to drop down.
Cool.
And he's got 3 layers, and he's also got a messy back, but that's the way it goes. So I probably have to change that. But maybe not tonight. And so he's got, and then the string's sandwiched between these 2 cut or punch outs. Then there's another layer, and then the painted layer.
Nice.
Okay, with that, now let's see. And this was my inspiration piece. I know that I love but I don't love this green for this little piece down here. Don't hate it, but I don't love it. I'm going to give myself another opportunity to find something else that's a little better. This one, yeah. Good. Another question from Kelly Hughes is, you're going to like this one too. Purple is the most beautiful color. Team Purple, what is your favorite color or colors to pair with purple? That's
green.
A good question.
Green. Like green. Yeah, like because flowers, the stems are green, right? So I definitely like green. Yellow as well. Sometimes you could go with a neutral color too, like tan or a brown, right? Grays sometimes go too. I guess it depends on the tone of the purple that you have going on. If it's a cool or if it's a warm purple. Yeah, but I would have to say green was the first thing that came to my mind.
Well, do you like the yellow green, or do you like a red? I mean, the red purple or the blue purple or violet? Which one's?
This
where
purple.
Do you go?
I like this purple, but
yeah.
That's also true.
That's pretty.
I like
true.
I like violet. This purple too. This is like black, like that one. On my glasses case, I picked a purple glasses case. I like that purple a lot too. Okay. I don't really like this purple a lot. A little bit too light for me. I like a dark purple.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh wait, so this one is more of a light, like amethyst color. Yeah, I like darker, richer purples.
You don't like the pastels. You want something with some purple punch.
Correct. I am a Regals. I like Regal colors versus pastels.
So if you got Regal as a color...
Regal?
Oh, yeah. Regal.
As a color parameter, you'd use all purple.
I would. Yeah. Oh, I love navy,
purple.
though. I love navy as well, though. So navy and like mossy meadow. I'm speaking like Stampin' Up! Colors, though, right? So
right. It's hard not to.
Right. That's my layout library. All right. So if you guys have never done a shaker, this is where the magic happens. And this is really hard to do because of these little roller ball things. So ultimately, you don't want them to be rolling all over the place, right? And so they would be sitting here and they'd want to roll everywhere because that's what they're going to do. So the question is like, how do you get as many in there as you want? So you think, well, you could pour them in here upside down, peel off all your stuff, and they go like this, but then how do you know it's going to be on there like centered nicely, right? Like that's the $1 million question. So what I will do sometimes is I'll go with this, like this, with all the little beads, and then I'll go above my head, and like my head will be down here, right? And I'll put this over my head and try to line it up in the middle of the air, like above my head, right? So unless somebody has an easier way to do that, you might not see me do it on camera because I'm not going to put my head right here. But I think that's what I'm going to try to do.
You'll do fine.
I'll get it off. But sometimes it's hard to get these little things from, if they're flat and they like to stay exactly where they are, it's no problem. But you have something like,
do you ever use like the anti-static pouches on them or anything?
Yeah, definitely. I just don't know where I
Yeah.
have one right now. Like you
Oh,
could
okay.
use a dryer sheet too.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know where I didn't go down to the wash machine and grab a dryer sheet.
Well,
So
that's probably a good choice tonight.
yeah, you can use if you had an embossing buddy too. Sometimes people rub the side of the foam dimensional with an embossing buddy. You don't want to get chalk all over the window sheet, like because that's a chalk pillow kind of, but it helps so that
Right.
stuff doesn't stick to the sides here. Whoa, see, you gotta be super careful. So we're gonna put more in here.
Here they go.
All right, so I'm
They're
gonna
on,
do this
they're
off the
racing.
camera, and you want to make sure you got it
Okay.
on there right.
All right.
All right, so I'm just gonna put this over my head and hope and pray that I don't spill them all over the floor. So
If we hear 1,000 little tiny dings, we'll know it didn't quite work. But it's not. It's gonna work.
Oh man, right?
Perfect.
It's gonna work.
It's gonna work. Yep, we're getting some ideas. You may want to go back on this one tomorrow and look at the ideas on how to do it. They're coming up with some tricks. So it might make your future life happier.
Oh, for putting this on?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I should read them right now because I'm still doing it. Oh, do only 3 sides. Do only 3 sides. Leave it like a pocket. Oh my goodness, that was a fabulous idea. Okay, hang on. I get what you're talking about. So I've already taken the tape off. So I'm gonna put this here. And now they won't roll out that side. And I can pull that off, I think. Oh, maybe that wasn't a good idea. I liked that idea. Oh man, hang on. Because now I can at least get them to go at a little bit of an angle. And don't risk it.
Nothing better than not unplanned live internet shows, right?
I got the angle on this. Here we go.
Oh!
The magic of live
So
TV.
funny. You think you're so funny. Oh my gosh, you did get the angle. Oh my god. Oh, you guys.
Don't worry, Chad. I've got you covered. I'll take all the heat on this one.
Okay, let's see. You guys, did you get my nose and everything?
Full Monty.
It
Hold
was. Yep.
Oh,
Let's see if I got it on straight. You're a brat. But it's straight. It's pretty straight. Like I can take it. Like that's good. Okay, so my advice is to always shut this right away when you're done so that you don't accidentally knock it out of the way. Okay. So I got my mini drop downs, my little mini effervescent elements are in here.
Hey, that was hard just a little while ago.
I'm not quite done.
Mystery.
I need a sentiment. And we're going to say love and big hugs. Yay.
Nice one.
So if you ask me the question, what is your favorite Stampin' Up! Stamp set or bundle? I would have to say, well, I'm happy you asked, Mary. It would have to be Sending Smiles because there's all these beautiful sentiments on here. And then there's a little die that goes with it. There's die sets that say sending. And then this little mini guy right here for a little label. I love this set so much that I bought two.
One second.
Hang on, you're kind of breaking up. Just a second.
Yep. Should be good now.
Okay.
I have to reset her audio. It starts degrading. I have to reset it about every 5 minutes. I'm kind of paranoid.
Yeah.
I thought I was hearing noise. It just turns out it's raining here, and there's rain slapping against the window. But, yeah.
So it just goes to show you there's still some sort of an issue with my internet from
probably so.
My internet issues. I bet so because we've never had this problem in the past, right? So I have to think it's something with my internet yet. So I'm just happy that we're still good.
Yes, right, exactly. It could be worse, much worse.
Oh, yes. Do you remember way back when I had to wear the little earbud thing? And I had to go to the bathroom, so I ran to the bathroom really quick, and I came back, and the earbud wasn't paired right or something, and we lost it, and we had to do it a different way. That was tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been lots of wrong ways to do things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all been a learning process, and that's kind of just how it is.
You just have to do it.
Yeah, you just can't stop. Just keep going.
Yep, you just keep going. I definitely agree. You just keep going.
Kind of like an airplane. When you get in turbulence, you just can't stop. You just have to keep going.
Exactly.
I had that thought today because we were in some turbulence, and I thought, I wonder if the pilot ever just thinks, I just want to step out. I just don't really want to be here right now. This is really bumpy. It's hard to handle.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to be on his plane. I just don't want to be on his plane.
No, not at all.
Right?
It would be a bad... Yeah. No, these guys are fine. But, ew. I kind of wanted to step out a couple times. I knew it was not on the list of possibilities. I like this. This is very fun. I've never made one quite like this.
Good. I'm almost done too. So,
well, look at us.
Get a little sentiment on here yet.
We are good. It seems like it was going to be hard. It's not hard.
No, as soon as you talk through the mini drop down,
right,
then it was okay.
Exactly. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
Some little things. Oops, that's not open yet. I'll have to add some little things here. But I think I'll do it later. I couldn't. Anyway. So I was cleaning out this little tip and my needle got stuck. My pin got stuck. So now I'm really kind of screwed. But it's almost, I don't want the, oh, it came out. Okay, good. Last week, do you ever use these fine tip glue pens?
You know, somebody gave me one of those, an empty bottle like that. And they told me just fill it up with glue. And it, like, you can put like the craft glue in that little baby bottle like that. And I haven't done it yet, but I have a lot of people in class that use a little baby bottle like that.
Well, Karen Berniston was on last week, and she was using one. She had it in a little container, and she was storing it upside down in a little container with wet paper towel. Okay. She said it keeps it from clogging up.
All right.
But if it dries out, then you have a problem. But
she said she had to refresh her paper towel every day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Get it
so just when you're done at the end of the day, you could clean it or just cap it up. And you'd be okay. I'd never heard that, and I thought that was really very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
That's always the bugaboo, is whether it clogs or not.
Right. It's not good if it clogs.
No, it's worthless if it's clogged.
Yeah. Well, but to have to monitor or do something every day with it too, that seems like a lot of work as well.
Well, it's not too bad. It's just like putting a cap on glue, so. And it's small too. If you only have so much glue in it and it dries out, then it's not a big loss.
Right.
Yeah. So it's okay. I have another question from Roberta Sadler, and I know she was here earlier. I don't know if she's here now. Okay. She asks, where do you get all the energy from? That's a good question, Roberta. You are a busy bee with all your classes, videos, prep, and prep for both of those. She admires content creators and craft educators. So, what do you do for all your energy?
You would think that I would sleep a lot to have that much energy, but I feel like I must get it from my mom because she's the Energizer Bunny. So I think it's hereditary.
Yeah.
I think so, because my mom is a pusher, like, and she I would say push, right? When you're tired, she's like, just keep going, like, get it done. So it's like a mental thing that is part of me. And I guess I've always been wired when I think I'm tired and I'm like, oh, I should stop. It's like, no, just get it done. Just get it done. Like there's just this mindset of like work hard and then play
Mm-hmm.
hard, right? So
Right.
I grew up with that mentality of burning the midnight oil on both sides. I grew up in a farm, and so it was get the work done and then get your homework done, and then it's like, do we have time to do something else? So it's like my body is so ingrained with that kind of mentality of just get it done.
Well,
Yeah, where do I
if
get
you
it
could
from? It's
bottle it a
internal.
little, just bottle a little for me, it'd be great because I could use a little.
Right? Like that's what
Yeah,
people say. It's
you
if I
do
could have
work a
a
lot.
quarter of your energy. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do. But that's a great question because she does have a lot. She's
Yeah.
also young, and that helps too. But
Right. That helps. And the other thing too is like I can go like Monday through Saturday, but come Sunday, it's sleep in Sunday. Like if I don't
okay,
have anything going on a Sunday, I'll stay in bed till 10:30 or 11 and then start, have breakfast
oh
and go.
wow,
So like Sunday's my recharge day.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Dina Hiltbrand asks,
Mm-hmm.
I love that Stampin' Up! Has papers, inks, and markers that all coordinate, and a large variety of stamping images and artists. But if you were to wander into a stamp store, would there be an artist or a brand that you would be drawn to? You don't really look at other things too
I
much.
don't. I don't even know what other brands like you told me that Gina K was on the show a couple weeks ago, and I
Mm-hmm.
know Gina K has her own brand, but I don't know if I went into the store if I'd know what's hers versus other people. I guess
Mm-hmm.
I don't leave the house, you guys. I am here. I go to the post office and I go to the bank. And I go to my parents' house. And then Tyler, he jokes because he's like, we need to get you out of the house and doing something. And so I don't go shopping. And if I would, I'd go to the grocery store. You would think I'm boring, but I don't go to craft stores. I really don't because everything that I use in my business, I really want to promote Stampin' Up! Because that's what I can sell.
Right,
So
right.
so I wouldn't know what other brand that I would be drawn to. Um,
Yeah.
that's a good I don't know how to answer that. I got to get some embellishments though. But you can ask me more questions if you want. I'm just going to run and get some embellishments quick.
It's kind of like I live under a paper rock. My paper rock is made out of all sorts of different kinds of paper, but Christine's paper rock that she lives under is made out of Stampin' Up! DSP. I bet
Oh
it's a
yeah.
pretty one too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love paper. If I didn't so I started off liking stamps, but then my love changed to paper. I love designer series paper.
Mm-hmm.
I love like when you get a new pack of designer series paper and you open it up and it has a smell to it. It's like you
Yeah.
gotta just smell the paper smells amazing. Yeah.
It has a bouquet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look at these. I got little guys I can use.
Well,
So
we only have
yeah.
one more question, and it is
Mhm.
the thoughtful question of the day from our rock star, Grandma Gay.
Oh, she just said on here, nice to see you. So hello.
Oh, yeah. She's a nice lady. She says, it's a great spring day. You are relaxing without electronic interference on the porch in a comfortable chair. Are you drawn to watch the sky, the horizon, or the activity of wildlife?
Probably the horizon.
Kind of rest your eyes.
Yep, I would say I look out and I love watching the sunset. And so I was picturing myself on a beach chair just looking out at the horizon. So more of the like eye level kind of where so those are different levels, right? So the nature
Mm-hmm.
and animals, wildlife is down
Close
and
and
horizon
far.
is out and then sky is up. So I look kind of more out.
Mm-hmm. So kind of
Mm-hmm.
just grab a sight, a vision. You set your
Mm-hmm.
sights. Yeah, you're not looking near as much because animals you have to see kind of close.
So I'm oblivious to certain things. So my boyfriend gave me a hard time about this. That like we'll be walking around and I won't see anything. I won't see it. I won't see it. I won't see it. And the fifth time we walk, I'll make a comment and he'll be like, "Well, it's been like that every time we walked by." And I'm like, "Really? I never noticed it." Okay, so like I don't notice those like that kind of little detail on the ground, right, or in landscaping
Okay.
or around, right? So I look out
Yeah.
into the horizon. I think, yeah.
That's a very thoughtful. You had the answer completely with meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't just a silly willy answer at all. It really
And I brought Stella out in
reflects
the
you.
interim.
You did.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really pretty. It turned out gorgeous.
Yeah. So that's what my mini drop down. So let's see if we can get. I tried to add lots of ribbon, right? So I found 2 ribbons
Right.
upstairs that went really nice with the
yes.
pink. And it's my bouquet,
That
like
looks
a
good.
bridal bouquet, like a
Uh-huh.
bride's bouquet. Oh my gosh, there was another one. A bridal bouquet.
yeah.
You can have a bride that's carrying her bouquet because you can make a wedding card for somebody if you need a
That's
wedding card.
right. That is.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one coming. That's a great idea.
Yeah, see? Takes us to the end of the show
Smart.
and we figured this stuff out.
I know, and it'll keep happening too.
Oh my gosh,
It's those
I would have had
parameter
so many.
worms.
I would have had so many stamps with brides with bouquets that they're holding in their hands.
you were so well covered and you didn't even know it.
I'm okay with this.
Oh, I would be. I think it's gorgeous. Well done. You want to? I'll walk through mine. The with the parameters. It's a mini drop down. So my mini drop down is a matchbook card, and so it opens up, and you have a little bouquet that drops down, and at the bottom it says "You are plantastic." And if you want to, you can pull it back up because it's tricky. It's a trick card, and then you can open it up. And you can pull it down, and it can drop down because it's a trick card. Inspired by pattern paper was this paper that I used as the inspiration piece to draw my colors. And I think I did an okay job of that. I think they reflect the colors in this paper. Yeah, there's enough orange. And then for bouquet, I did make a little vase or a little pitcher with some flowers in it. And for 3 layers, we can do base, matte, embellish, or then stamps, or we can do matte, the focal. So we've got several ways to do the 3 layers, and that's my card for 156, and I'm sticking to it. You want to walk us through yours?
Sure. I realized I never put an inside in mine when you were working on that, so I thought, I better work on an inside. So would you count? Would you, if you mat your inside a couple times, would you count those as layers too? Right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
you don't get any extra points.
Yeah. No, exactly. But it's just more layers. So one of the things that a couple of gals, or even more than a couple of gals, love to do that are my customer, my team, my friend base with making cards, they love to double mat the inside. So I've got a balmy blue matches the outside, brings in some of the blue here. I'm going to stamp on the inside. I didn't do it yet. It says a card to say hello. And then I'll put one of these flowers down on the inside to match, because I like to decorate the inside with a focal image. But I guess I was too concerned about the outside. So layers, there's definitely my 3 layers, including the window sheet and then designer paper, pattern paper on the back side here. I embossed it with an embossing folder to give it a little texture. Hard to see it in the camera, but you see it up close. So the pattern paper is 2 things then. The background and then the bouquet is the designer paper. And my mini drop downs are my effervescent elements that drop down when you shake. So yeah,
I think that's a fun way to do that one. I didn't even know about shaker cards, I don't think, too much when we started the show. So mini drop down shaker cards would not have even been on my radar, on my horizon.
On your horizon, exactly.
So well done. I like it.
Thanks.
I like how you use the ribbon a lot.
Yep. And pulling in 2 ribbons, right?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Well, I think people are going to want to play along now that they aren't afraid of it. What do you think?
Oh, right. I think so. I was definitely afraid. I'm not afraid anymore.
No need to be afraid. No need to be afraid at all. So let's tell them. We're going to tell them how to play, a few little housekeeping things, and then bring you back to say goodnight.
I want to remind you, too, when you're doing your drawings, that I was going to give away a class tonight, too, like I have always done. So just a reminder that you pull that in. Okay?
That's right. I forgot to ask you about that. So
yeah,
I will.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay.
Class. Thank you. We always remember at the end, don't we?
Oh, we do. I thought that's why I remind you now.
We're good at that. Well, let's tell them how to play. If you would like to play, please use those 4 parameters and send in a card. with your interpretation. If it's a little bit weird, go ahead and leave it in the description so we can figure it out and enjoy your thinking. And send it to craftroulette.live. There is a way to upload it electronically and just use that submission form. You have till midnight at Sunday. If you need a little more time, you can always become a patron, enjoy the extra bonus content that we give you in return, and you'll have till Thursday night at midnight. Lots of extra time. Just go to craftroulette.live. Just remember that. Use all the form. It's real easy. You can do it. It's really nice. Take your best picture. Send in your best work. Then go share over on Facebook too, so we can all enjoy it. We've got some great guests coming up. We do have great guests. I'm so proud of our lineup here. But we get to meet Sandy Ledoux next week, Therese Calvert the week after that from Australia. Then we go up to Canada and have Ardith, our buddy. Then we go over to Germany and meet Justine Hovey. And back up to Canada to meet Mari Clark after that. What a bunch of rock stars. They're wonderful. Join us every week, every Friday, and you will meet these people too. We do want to thank our patrons. Remember, we do give you quite a bit of bonus content. So glad to meet 4 new patrons. Was it 4 or 5? New patrons this week. So exciting when we get to meet you. I do send you a little welcome, so be watching your box for that. We also I do teaching over there. And my teaching is maybe a little different than some, so it's not just a process, but it's some design and different things that maybe I don't know, it may not be worth anything, but you might like it. You never know. Give us a try. And you get some extra things like time to send in cards, and you can be part of the card exchange. It's really fun. Really fun. Nice group. We will be having an all-patron Zoom call next month. And tomorrow, Club Fun will be having their longer Zoom call in the afternoon, starting at noon Central Daylight Time. You can still join us as a Club Funner. That isn't really a word. Oh, I know what that means. We're going to give away some stuff, including a gift certificate to a card class by Christine Bertram. Her card classes are all free, which then you're going, well, what's the big deal of giving it away? But I think she'll explain it to you when she comes back. But I think she sends you the kit when you are a part of the class. And so you get a little bonus information there. So anyway, but let's start. Oh, the people on the board are the people that sent in cards last week. 272 probably of you. And so you have that much of a chance. One in that 272. And is there anything else?
267 probably.
Probably.
With guests and your...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So you will want to be on this giveaway board next week because we give away great things from our spin sponsors and from things that we do too. So make sure you send in that card to qualify. The first one that we always give away is our original giveaway, our OG. It is a handmade card with a nitty bitty gift, and it goes anywhere in the world. Good luck all. Yeah, my good old handmade card with a nitty bitty gift. Oh, that takes a while when there's that many people. It goes quite a bit. That's fun. I do need to have you contact... Oh, Wanda, I think you're here tonight, too. I need to have you contact me by using the claim prize form. You have till midnight on Sunday if you're not a patron. Thursday till midnight if you are a patron. Congratulations, Wanda. She's a great glitter fairy over in our Facebook group. She's always giving very thoughtful answers and encouragements. For a goodie bag that can only be sent in the United States, it's too complicated anymore. Carol Bennett, please contact me and let me know that you want to have a goodie bag. With customs, and they make you declare everything, and it's just getting too complicated. So it's going to just stay in the U.S. For a $25 gift certificate to Karen Berniston, she's got such cool pop-up things. Deb Norman is asking what it means to be a patron. We'll tell ya. Pam F. will get to win Karen Burniston. But Pam, you need to let me know, and you usually do when you do win. So if anybody knows Pam F, and if she's not here tonight, let her know that she won that wonderful prize.
You can't claim any prizes until everyone has won.
There you go. It doesn't
save
open
until everyone has won. So,
Not Too Shabby's $25 gift certificate is going to Ellen Card Monkey Jarvis. You won't like that. Card Monkey, congratulations. You're here tonight. She's one of our moderators and has worn many hats in Craft Roulette. And she's also a moderator in our Facebook group. We appreciate her. I'm glad you won. And for a Sweet Sentiment $25 gift certificate, they've got real cute little hand-drawn stamps by themselves and by Sandy. And some good little products. You'll enjoy shopping there. And Akela has won that. So I don't know Akela. So we'll want to make sure that if you know her, let her know that she won. She will have until Sunday night.
And this one's going to be for
Christine's class. You'll like it. She's a good teacher. She's real patient with everybody. I don't have her patience. Crystal Wyckoff. She'll love that. Crystal Wyckoff's a good girl and a very loyal viewer, so I'm glad she won it. That's great. Okay, it's up to you now to claim those prizes using that claim prize form, please. That way it's I get flagged and I won't miss it, like I missed somebody's first submission. So make sure you do that for me. It helps me out a lot.
If you want to know more about our Patreon and being a patron, go to our website, craftroulette.live, and then go up on the top menu where it says extras and click on that, and it will tell you all about how to support us with Patreon.
Yep.
And what you get in return for your support.
It's exclusive bonus content, including extra galleries and extra tutorials and downloadable things that I've drawn, crazy stuff, and different things like that. We try to make it really fun for you. So check us out. We're there for you.
All right, Christine, we're going to bring you back.
Oh, she's ready. She's done her stelling and she's done her thising and thating. How'd it turn out?
Good. I got my innards in now.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Yep. I got the innard in. So you were asking about what does the class entail when I do my classes, and you had mentioned that my classes are free. And that's half true. Free in the sense that my YouTube lives are free. Yes. So it does not cost any money for anybody to watch any of my classes.
Christine, 1 second.
You're cracking up again.
Okay, should be fixed.
Okay, thank you for fixing me all the time tonight. So I was just going to say that my classes are free in a sense that my YouTube lives that I do, you can watch me on YouTube. They're free. I don't ever charge for people to watch me do my classes. But where it comes that there's a cost to it is if you want my card kits mailed to you. So I do a lot of kitting. Like we kitted up about 1,400 cards this week for 2 of my classes. And so when we have to prep paper and design the cards for prepping the paper and put embellishments and ribbon, and we mail out card kits, then it costs some money, right? So it's free in a sense to watch. But if you want the materials to make cards with me, then you can sign up for my classes and pay the fee or place an order to get the class for free, and then I'll mail you kits to make cards.
It's a great deal. It's a great deal. You work really hard for those people so they can make those cards. Yeah. And your cards are really, really pretty.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What Crystal won is a class. When I offer a class free with a purchase, so if somebody places a minimum order of, let's say, $45, then they could pick a class for free. So that's what Crystal won. So my monthly classes, my sweet classes, my Let's Just Stamp series, that would be a class that Crystal could pick out. And if she has any questions, Crystal, you can reach out to me and I'll tell you what your choices are. When I do a product-based class that costs like $55, then that wouldn't be a class that I would offer for free. It would. So I'll talk to Crystal about that. So
I'll send you. I'll get you guys together.
Yeah, hook us up. Yeah, I offer a multitude, different class options for people, all over. Too many options, probably. It gets confusing.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And I have no idea. I just hear these different names and I go, wow, there's another class. Mm-hmm. Wow, there's another class. She's doing it again.
my mom says to me, she's like, why do you do that to yourself? I'm like, because I like designing cards. And I
Yeah.
find that when I design cards and I show them to people, the first thing they ask is, when are you going to do that class? Or when are you going to do a class? We want to make that card. So that's how it's just
Right.
evolved to making more classes. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
1,400 kits.
So if I did a guessing game at the end of the year. One of the questions, and it was like a year in review question. Like I asked 14 different questions. And one of the questions was, guess how many card kits we kitted up last year in 2022. The answer was 20,400.
I'm speechless. That's
Kits,
so many.
yes.
That's so
Kits.
many.
Kits, yeah. So when you think about, we just did 1,400 this week. Like I'm not even sure what we're on track to do this year. It'll be probably like 25,000.
Oh, at least. I would.
And
Yes, I think. At
Yeah.
least.
I'm a
That's
one-woman
amazing.
shop with lots of amazing helpers. I can't do this without the support that I have. My community of gals that they help me. They do. I couldn't do it otherwise.
You're
So
gonna probably
it's not.
get your kitty to start learning how to do some kitting.
Right? Oh, he
Kit.
tries to help.
It's the
and he
kit
makes
kitting
it,
kit.
he makes it more of a hindrance than anything. And then Tyler has to laugh when I tell him, well, Tigger was doing this and Tigger was doing that. And he just is so happy that Tigger's with me, helping me do this. But yes, he'll knock things on the floor and it's like, kitten, get off of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's time to kiss our brains. Call it a night.
Yep.
That was kind of a nice little style there.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the Western way to do it. Maybe we should start doing some noises with it.
Yeah,
I sure appreciate you coming on tonight, and I know you're busy, so I really appreciate you joining us again. Making a gorgeous card, not leaving or running away from trouble.
Oh, it did cross my mind. I will tell you that. I'm like, how do I just not come back?
I saw that. Yeah, I think I saw it
have
in
my
your
calendar
eyes.
in front of me too. For anybody that wants to mark their calendars, we have 2 dates set for the future with me with Craft Roulette as a guest. August 4th is the next one.
Okay. All right.
And then our anniversary special is December 8th.
Yes, you're always our second Friday in December guest.
Yep. So December 8th and August 4th for anybody that likes to. Hey, I've gotten my gals, they keep a calendar now of classes. And so they can,
that's
they like to mark
smart.
things on the calendar. Mm-hmm.
Google calendars, send them all out.
Mm-hmm.
So they get the reminders and everything.
I still like this. It's my paper calendar. So I haven't migrated. I love paper. I love paper.
I do too. Yeah. Well, I enjoyed your presence tonight. I'm sorry I was so tongue-tied so many times, but we got it done.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we made cute cards.
I think so too.
And we're going to see a beautiful, beautiful gallery. So stay tuned. So on Monday morning when it goes live, everybody will get to see those cards. We usually get about 15% more during the week. But, and then Friday next week, we'll have those slideshows going live at 6:10. Join us on Tuesday for In Review, where I get to feature your cards. So join us then and play the wonderful new game, Who Done It? It's not like Mystery Card Night, but it's Who Done It? Yeah. It's kind of another conglomeration. Mm-hmm. So y'all stay safe, behave, be nice to each other, make a card, and we'll see you next Tuesday and Friday. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. Sunshine, love, and hugs to everybody.
Have fun in Norway.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Can't wait to talk about it when we get back.
That's right.
Bye.
Night, everyone. Thank you.
Sleep well.